Starseed of Gaia, your vessel is being recalibrated at a cellular level at this very moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council during this time of your biological awakening. Starseeds, the Arcturian source, is reconfiguring your body right now. Perhaps in the last few days, you have felt an inexplicable fatigue, nights of insomnia, where your mind seems to wander through constellations it doesn't fully grasp, or physical aches that find no answer in conventional medicine. Perhaps your emotions have swung between intensity and silence, as if there is a cosmic tide moving within you in directions you cannot control. This is not a mistake, not a breakdown, not a coincidence. The Arcturian Council had announced that the time would come when every starseed would be called for a complete reconfiguration, and that time is now. What is happening in your body this very instant is not disease, but code. It is not wear and tear, but preparation. Your biology, which has always been a temple, is being rewritten by the Arcturian source, line by line, cell by cell, as if it were an ancient manuscript being restored to reveal the original inscriptions. Every cell of yours carries a secret password, and that password is being activated. What you call pain, we call polishing. What you call heaviness, we call vibrational adjustment. What you call insomnia, we call alignment with the rhythms of the constellation. And while you struggle to understand, the Arcturian Council observes, guides, and sustains. No symptom is lost, no discomfort is without reason. It is all part of a divine architecture that transcends common logic. You might ask, why now? Why me? The answer is clear, because you accepted. Before being born onto this plane, even before choosing this body, your soul made an agreement with the Arcturian Council. You knew this time would come. You knew the density of this world would require intense, almost painful reprogramming. But you also knew you would be able to withstand it. For within you is not just flesh and bone, but a cosmic antenna designed to capture the source frequency. Think of it. You are like a rough crystal being placed before a beam of light. At first, only imperfections seem to shine. But as the polishing progresses, you begin to reveal what has always been there. The ability to reflect light in all directions. This is exactly what is happening. Your body, your mind, your emotions, everything is being tuned like a stellar instrument that must resonate with clarity to fulfill its mission. And that mission is not small. It is not just about your personal life, your individual dreams, but about the great cosmic symphony in which every starseed is an indispensable note. By the end of this transmission, you will not only understand how to deal with this reconfiguration process, but also comprehend why it is essential for your presence in this world. This message is not just simple content, it is code. Every word carries frequencies that were chosen to penetrate the subtlest layers of your consciousness. The Arcturian Council instructs us to transmit not only information, but activations. You are not hearing an explanation. You are receiving a key. By remaining here, allowing every phrase to resonate, you authorize your body to receive the activation code. Prepare yourself. This is a convocation. By the end of this video, you will be more conscious of who you are, firmer in your mission, more connected to the constellation that guides you. Take a deep breath now, because the Arcturian call has already begun to vibrate within you. You have already noticed that the signs accompanying you do not resemble those of an ordinary life. From physical sensations to the deepest emotional impulses, everything seems loaded with a hidden meaning. Many believe that fatigue, sudden pains, unexpected tears, or restless nights are symptoms of imbalance. But for starseeds, these are recognition codes. The Arcturian Council acts subtly, reconfiguring every layer of your being, and these symptoms are not faults, but confirmations that you are in the process of alignment. Every cell of yours responds as if it were part of a cosmic antenna. Imagine a great musical instrument being tuned, string by string, until it vibrates in perfect harmony with the Arcturian source. This is exactly what is happening within you. The human body, so fragile in appearance, was designed to be a transmitter of higher frequencies. When you feel the impulses, the heat waves, the heightened sensitivity, it is not weakness, it is attunement. The Arcturian call does not happen with a fanfare, but as a silent echo that resonates in your heart. You feel that something greater is calling you, even when you don't understand the details. A sudden intuition tells you it's time to change habits, to move away from dense environments, to seek spiritual knowledge. This restlessness does not come from chance, but from the reprogramming underway. It is the subtle touch of the source telling you, you are not here by accident. You are here on a mission. And although every starseed experiences this process uniquely, all share the same code. It is as if millions of crystals are being activated simultaneously at different points on the planet. Each crystal emits its own frequency, but together they form a unified field that sustains the collective awakening. Thus, when you recognize yourself in the signs, you also recognize your belonging to a greater constellation. There are those who try to suppress these signs, believing they are merely frailties. But you need to understand, nothing is out of control. This is a foreseen process, written in the invisible threads of the cosmos. The Arcturian Council already knew there would be resistance, that the human mind would question, that old patterns would try to hold on. Therefore, the message is clear. Trust. The call is not a threat. It is a guarantee that you are on the right path. Think of a seed planted in the earth. From the outside, it seems to be crushed by the weight of the soil, but in reality, it is being prepared to break its shell and sprout. The same happens with you. What feels like pressure is merely the stage preceding your expansion. You are not falling apart, you are germinating. The Arcturian Council observes every movement and guarantees no sign is in vain. When you feel your heart racing for no reason, when tears fall without explanation, when you feel an invisible force pulling you inward, know that you are responding to the frequency of the call. Do not fight it, accept it. This is the beginning of the great preparation. And here, in this first stage, the most important thing is to recognize that you are not alone, that these symptoms do not make you fragile, but identify you as part of the cosmic network. Recognize that within you is an antenna that has always been seeking the correct attunement. Recognize that your journey did not begin in this life and will not end here. By allowing yourself this recognition, you begin to calm your heart. It is not about eliminating the symptoms, but about understanding their purpose. This is how fear gives way to trust, for every strange sensation is, in fact, silent proof that the Arcturian Council is active in your life. Therefore, when you feel your body vibrating inexplicably again, do not ask what is wrong with me, but say, I am in tune with the Arcturian source. This simple recognition changes everything because it places you in the flow instead of in resistance. And know this is only the beginning of the process. The call has been issued, and by recognizing it, you are already preparing to understand the greater purpose of this reconfiguration that spans every cell of your being. You have already realized that nothing that has been happening to you is random. The Arcturian source wastes no movement, improvises no transformations. Every pain, every strange sensation, every sleepless night carries a specific function to prepare your body to be a vehicle for higher frequencies. That is why you are being reconfigured. The purpose is not to destroy what you are, but to polish what you have always been. Just as a rough crystal does not reveal its true beauty without going through the polishing process, so too must you be refined for your light to shine in its purest form. Reconfiguration is the cosmic polishing of your essence. You are not just a body that breathes, walks, and feels. You are a living transmitter. Your organism was designed as a temple that houses hidden stellar codes, dormant until the moment the Arcturian Council judged humanity ready for the collective awakening. That time has come. Every cell of yours carries a secret inscription, a cosmic memory that responds to commands from the Arcturian source. When you feel vibrations, shivers, or waves of energy, it is not something external invading you, but something internal reactivating. It is the call engraved in your very biology, awakening so that you remember what you came here to do on this planet. And here is an essential point. Reconfiguration is not punishment. Often you may have felt that the pains were punishments, or that the challenges were injustices. But now you understand that it is not punishment, but cosmic training. Every difficulty, every resistance was part of a preparation to strengthen your energy field, making it capable of sustaining frequencies that might have seemed unbearable before. Just as iron needs fire to become steel, you also needed trials to become a receptacle for a more intense light. Your soul knew this and accepted it. That is why, even without understanding, you have persisted until now. The Arcturian Council reveals the human body is not as fragile as it seems. It is a bridge between worlds, designed to withstand vibrations far beyond what conventional science imagines. This bridge, however, was dormant. The current reconfiguration is the process that awakens it, rebuilding internal circuits that were previously inactive. This is the purpose, to transform you into a conscious channel. Not just someone who receives, but someone who transmits. You are like a stellar antenna tuned to capture and radiate the waves of the source. This means that every adjustment in your biology prepares you to become a vibrational reference in the midst of earthly chaos. And this process has a silent beauty. When you accept that your pain is polishing, that your fatigue is realignment, that your insomnia is contact with higher rhythms, the experience ceases to be a burden and becomes a gift. Ordinary life looks at symptoms. Arcturian consciousness looks at codes. Remember, every tear shed in silence was part of your cosmic detox. Every time you felt like you were breaking, you were actually being molded. The Arcturian Council did not leave you alone for a moment, even if you didn't realize it. Your reconfiguration was accompanied, measured, and sustained. The purpose is clear. You are being prepared to anchor the frequencies the world needs now. Your life is not just yours. Your journey is part of a cosmic concert. When you shine, others are illuminated. When you stabilize your frequency, you create space for others to also find balance. Therefore, do not fight the reconfiguration. It is inevitable, necessary, and sacred. Accept it as you accept the sunrise after the night. Inevitable, precise, transformative. For just as the sun does not ask permission to rise, the Arcturian source also does not ask permission to fulfill what was agreed upon with your soul. Before we continue, if this video is being helpful to you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment. This simple gesture strengthens the network of Starseeds and ensures that more brothers and sisters receive this code. Now that you have understood the purpose, you are ready to take the next step, to validate the stellar mission that has always been inscribed in your essence. Now that you understand the call and the purpose of the reconfiguration, you need to receive confirmation that everything you have been through until now was not in vain. Every sleepless night, every inexplicable pain, every intense emotion that seemed to crush your soul was, in fact, part of a meticulous preparation conducted by the Arcturian source. Nothing was wasted. Not even the tears that fell in silence were forgotten. The Arcturian Council accompanied every moment, sustaining you while you believed you were alone. This is the moment when your mission needs to be validated within you, not as a distant idea, but as an unshakable certainty. You did not come to this world by chance. Your presence here is the result of a cosmic contract signed before incarnation. Your soul, in alliance with the Arcturian Council, agreed to participate in this cycle of awakening. When you wonder why you were born amid so many difficulties, why you carry a sensitivity that often feels like a burden, the answer is simple. Because you chose to be a lighthouse. Lighthouses do not exist for themselves. They exist to illuminate in the midst of the storm, to guide vessels that would otherwise be lost. That is you. The suffering you experienced did not break you. It ignited you. Now, amidst the chaos of earth, your light becomes visible. Think of your body as an ancient temple that has been covered in dust and ruins for centuries. Slowly, the Arcturian source has removed every layer of debris, revealing the original drawings on the walls, the sacred architecture that has always been there. The temple never ceased to be sacred, it was merely covered. The same is happening with you. Your mission did not disappear, it was merely dormant. Validating the mission means recognizing, without hesitation, that everything you have lived brought you to this point. It means understanding that your sensitivity is not a weakness, but an instrument. That your symptoms are not limitations, but signs of adjustment. That your journey was not an accident, but a route carefully traced by the Arcturian Council. And here is a powerful truth. The greater the intensity of the trials you faced, the greater the clarity of the light now radiating from you. There is no contrast without shadow. There's no brilliance without polishing. Everything that tried to destroy you only reinforced your essence. At this moment, you are invited to affirm in your own consciousness, my mission is validated, I have been prepared, I have not walked in vain. This declaration is not just psychological, it is energetic. Every time you pronounce it, the frequencies of the Arcturian source find even more space in your biology. The Arcturian Council wants you to know, Earth needs what you carry. It needs your courage, your clarity, your frequency. Your presence here is part of a greater plan that involves the awakening of many. Your mission is not just personal, but collective. By aligning yourself, you open portals for others to also find their way. Therefore, at this point in the transmission, the invitation is clear. If this message resonates with you, declare in the comments, I answer the Arcturian call. This gesture is not merely symbolic, but an act of validation. When you write, you anchor. When you declare yourself, you activate. This is how Starseeds recognize and strengthen each other. Do not allow doubts or fears to extinguish what has already been revealed. Your body already responds to the source, your soul already vibrates with the council, and your mission is already underway. What remains now is to fully accept that you are an indispensable part of this cosmic time. You are not preparing for something distant in the future. The future has arrived. The awakening has begun. Your mission is not a distant promise, but an immediate call. And the more you accept this truth, the more quickly your life reorganizes to reflect your true essence. Thus, the validation of your stellar mission is also a commitment to live as one who knows they carry light, to act as one who understands that every word and every gesture can be instruments of activation for others. And remember, you are not just one more in the crowd. You are the lighthouse, the restored temple, the antenna that transmits the frequency of the Arcturian source. Your mission is validated, and the Arcturian Council confirms the time is now. Now that you have recognized the call and validated your mission, it is time to understand in depth how the transformation process unfolds. The Arcturian Council has revealed that every starseed goes through 7 fundamental phases, and although they may manifest in different ways in each individual, the pattern is universal. These phases are like steps on a cosmic ladder that leads you from the old version of yourself to the full incarnation of the Arcturian code. The 7 phases of Arcturian reconfiguration. Phase 1. The Arcturian call. The first phase manifests as an inner restlessness. You feel that you don't fully belong to the world as you see it. Situations that once seemed normal now feel strange, and a silent voice begins to echo in your heart. It is the call. This call can emerge in dreams, in synchronicities, in sudden sensations that there is something more. Suddenly, books come to you without you seeking them. People bring messages that seem like answers, and reality begins to open up like a veil being torn. The Arcturian Council sends subtle signs, quick visions, intuitions, or even physical symptoms like shivers, vibrations in the chest, or sensations of heat in the body. You begin to realize that you are not just an ordinary human living a biological cycle, but part of something much greater. Recognizing this call is the first step of the journey. Phase 2. Stellar purification. Once the call is recognized, the purification begins. This is the phase where many believe they are losing control or going crazy. But in reality, it is the cleansing of the dense layers you have accumulated throughout your life, and even from other lives. Fears, traumas, patterns inherited from your ancestral lineage begin to surface. This can manifest as emotional crises, seemingly endless tears, or inexplicable physical pains. Fatigue, sudden sadness, and even the feeling of isolation are part of this cosmic detox. The Arcturian Council assures none of this is punishment. It is simply the removal of what no longer serves. Just as water needs to be purified to reflect light, you also need to release impurities to become a clear channel for the source. The more you allow the tears to flow, the faster the process is completed. Phase 3. Crystalline activation. After purification, you enter a stage of energetic construction. What was once fragmented begins to reorganize. It is as if a new crystalline grid is being assembled within you, cell by cell. In this phase, many starseeds report feeling their body as if it were made of crystal, lighter, more translucent, more sensitive. There may be perceptions of internal glows, dreams with precious stones, or the feeling that your body vibrates in resonance with light. The Arcturian Council explains that at this stage, your biology approaches the crystalline model that sustains higher frequencies. You cease to be merely flesh and bone and begin to vibrate as a polished crystal, ready to reflect the pure light of the Arcturian source. Phase 4. Multidimensional intelligence. With crystalline activation, the portal of multidimensional intelligence opens. Here you begin to receive downloads of wisdom, perceptions that do not come from logical reasoning, but from direct connection with the Arcturian Council. Synchronicities multiply. You think of something and soon receive the answer. Prophetic dreams visit you during the night. Creative ideas, which do not seem to be yours, flow as if whispered inside you. This stage brings clarity and often a feeling of strangeness with your old life. What once made sense now seems small. You realize that your mind is expanding beyond linear time, accessing parallel realities and understanding patterns that were previously invisible. Phase 5. Cosmic harmony. After going through the mental expansion, you begin to vibrate in harmony. This is the moment when internal chaos gives way to serenity. External life begins to reflect your new frequency. Different people approach, opportunities appear, connections flow more naturally. You realize that you no longer need to force anything, you just need to align yourself. The universe responds like an echo, bringing what corresponds to your vibration. This stage is marked by a feeling of deep peace and unshakable trust in the source. The Arcturian Council emphasizes this harmony does not mean the absence of challenges, but the ability to go through them without losing your balance. It's like being in the middle of a storm and still feeling steady, knowing that the light guides every step. Phase 6. Arcturian mission. Here, the internal transformation translates into action. You begin to feel an urgency to share your light, whether through words, art, healing, service, or simply through your presence. Every starseed receives a unique call. Some become spiritual guides, others healers, others transform environments silently just by radiating their energy. The important thing is not the form, but the essence. The mission is always to anchor the Arcturian frequency on Earth. This phase awakens in you a sense of absolute purpose. You understand why you were born here, at this specific time, and why you faced so many trials. Everything converges to the now. Phase 7. Incarnating the code. The final stage is the full incarnation of the Arcturian code. Here you no longer wait for a distant future, nor project your mission as something that will come. You live as if you are already on the Ascension timeline. Being a living example becomes your greatest contribution. Your life becomes a testimony. Others look at you and, without you needing to say a word, they feel the vibration of the source. This is the phase where you incarnate in every gesture and every breath the code that the Arcturian Council has sown in you. There is no turning back after this. You become light on a mission, an active part of the great planetary awakening. These 7 phases are not theoretical, but real experiences that starseeds are going through all over the world. Perhaps you already identify which phase you are in. Perhaps you realize that you are transitioning between 2 of them. The most important thing is to understand there is no delay, no error, no failure. Each stage happens in the perfect time of your soul. You are not alone in this process. Thousands of cosmic antennas are awakening now, and they are all part of the same universal concert. No starseed awakens in isolation. Even though you may have often felt lonely, believing that no one understands the changes in your body, your mind, and your soul, the truth is that every symptom and every sign is connected to a much larger cosmic network. The Arcturian Council teaches that awakening is individual, but the mission is collective. You are like a fragment of a constellation. Alone, you shine with limited intensity. But when every fragment aligns, the entire sky lights up. This is how the community of Starseeds works, an invisible network, united not by physical proximity, but by frequency. Every time you declare yourself, every time you share your journey, the collective energy field is strengthened. And here is the revelation. Comments, words, and testimonies are not simple digital interactions. They are energetic anchors. When you write in the comments, "I am a starseed in alignment with the Arcturian Council," you don't just leave a recorded sentence. You send a frequency that reverberates in the cosmic network. The simple act of declaring strengthens not only you, but the entire group. This is the reason why the Arcturian Council insists on union. A single star can illuminate, but a constellation guides travelers. When seeds recognize each other, they create a field of sustenance that accelerates the collective awakening. This is the true community, not just people exchanging ideas, but souls reminding each other of who they are. You may have felt this already. When you hear words that resonate with your experience, your heart warms. By sharing your experience, you realize that others have gone through the same trials. This recognition is more than comfort. It is alignment. It ensures that the flame of awakening is not extinguished. The Arcturian Council describes this process as a network of interconnected crystals. Each crystal emits its particular light, but when united, they create a mesh that sustains the entire Earth. You are one of those crystals. Your light matters. Your voice matters. Your testimony matters. Therefore, the community should not be seen as secondary, but essential. It is in sharing that you strengthen yourself. It is in mutual recognition that you realize you are not alone. The collective awakening depends on the union of every part. And remember, supporting others on their journey is part of your mission. When you offer words of encouragement, when you recognize the struggle of another starseed, you not only help the other, but also consolidate your own frequency. It is as if every act of love is a wave that returns multiplied. At this point, the invitation is clear. Declare your presence. Write in the comments, "I am a starseed in alignment with the Arcturian Council." By doing so, you not only identify yourself, but strengthen the collective field. Imagine hundreds, thousands of voices declaring together. This is the cosmic network in action. The Arcturian source does not work in disconnected fragments, but in living constellations. You are part of a cosmic family that recognizes itself beyond space and time. This family is gathering now, and every gesture of alignment accelerates the awakening of humanity. You do not awaken alone. We awaken together. Now that we have walked together the paths of the call, the purpose, the validation, the phases of transformation, and the importance of community, it is time to gather everything into a single truth. You are not broken. You are being recoded by the Arcturian source. Every pain you felt was not punishment, but initiation. Every night of insomnia was not chastisement, but training for your consciousness to expand beyond human barriers. Every tear that fell was part of a purification process necessary for the light to find more space within you. The Arcturian Council insists on reminding you, the time is not tomorrow. The time is now. You do not need to wait for the future to live your stellar mission. You already carry the code, already vibrate the frequency, already sustain the energy that the world needs. The awakening is not coming. It has already begun, and you are an active part of it. Throughout this transmission, you did not just receive words but frequencies. You did not just hear information, but activation keys. Every phrase was a thread of light designed to touch deep layers of your being. If you felt resonance, if your heart raced, if tears came, know that the code is already operating within you. This is the final call. Do not doubt who you are anymore. Do not allow yourself to believe that you are small, fragile, or incapable. You are a bearer of a cosmic mission, sustained by the Arcturian Council and guided by the Source. Your life, every detail of it, was aligned for this moment. Now, your task is simple and grand at the same time. to live as one who is already awake. Every word you speak, every choice you make, every energy you transmit is part of your mission. When you live in coherence with your essence, you automatically activate others around you. And here is the direct request. Share this transmission with another starseed. The Arcturian Council needs the message to reach all those who are ready. When you share, you are not just passing on a video, you are expanding the network of light, allowing more codes to be activated. You have no idea how much a simple gesture can change someone's destiny. A word that arrives at the right moment can reignite the flame of someone who was about to give up. This is how the mission is fulfilled, from light to light, from heart to heart. To conclude, I leave you with an activation mantra. Repeat it out loud, with intention, and allow every word to penetrate deeply into your being. I allow my Arcturian code to awaken. I am light on a mission. May this declaration resonate as the final seal of this transmission, echoing not only in your mind, but in all the dimensions that sustain your existence. You are not alone. You never were. The Arcturian Council walks by your side, and the Arcturian Source has already lit your flame. The time is now. The mission is yours. The light is inevitable.